Thanks for coming, guys. One thing you can't do, obviously, in Southland Conference, especially on the road in college football, is you can't commit 4 turnovers to get a punt blocked. It makes for a long night. So I thought, even early on, we get the punt blocked and things aren't going our way. Right before the half, I thought we had an opportunity. We go down and score, make it 14-7. We had our opportunities to get back in that ball game, and then they put the field goal up before the half, kind of really changed the momentum of things for them. I think going in at halftime, and then again we continued and made some costly turnovers and mistakes, and sometimes it comes a point where you got to stop beating yourself, and give yourself a chance to make them beat you, and that's mostly about a game of football. So we're still obviously at the learning stages. We knew that. But we're practicing hard. Our kids are working hard. I thought we had one of our better week of practices last week, and that's a positive. That our morale and things they're moving forward. But we need to see a sense of urgency about changing some things and getting things fixed as soon as possible. It doesn't get any easier when you face McNeese in-state rival game coming here. I think it will be a passionate in-state rival game. Huge conference game. I'm glad we have it here at Strawberry Stadium. Hopefully we'll feed off that energy of our home crowd and look to eliminate some mistakes and come out and play some clean football, which we'll have to do versus these guys.
Last week the big message was taking that step forward, eliminating those mistakes. 4 interceptions. I mean, what happened? Why this step backward?
Well, it's not just the interceptions. I don't want to say that's the but it's huge when you're giving up the field position. Again, 2 of them are off tip passes. Guy don't catch them. Ball bounces up in the air. Guys catch them. 2 of them are there. 2 of them are bad decisions. We went wrong place with the ball, and it happened. We knew they're coming in, and we were facing. I thought early on we said I thought they were 2 of the better corners in the conference, and we threw one of them 3 picks. That's not good. Like I said, I thought we were making steps forward, and we got a little setback. We took 1 back, and now we need to go take 3 forward.
So you do think this past weekend was kind of a step back?
Well, I think it was a step back in several things. Not just that. There's a third down, or we had the penalty and short yardage situation, forces in a punt situation, not converting on 2 4th downs. The big pass play that goes for in the first half again goes 50-something yards on a miscommunication, and then poor tackling defensively. I think that's we've got to do better on that.
Coach, what can you tell us about McNeese offense?
Yeah, obviously the great tailback, great skill positions. Wide receivers are a very talented group. Quarterback, the kid in transfers. Throws the ball very well, makes good decisions with the ball. Obviously one of the bigger offensive lines, more physical offensive lines. They are every year. Got a lot of respect for them. Again, what they've done as a program, year in and year out, and it'll be one of the better offensive lines we've seen all year. So it'll be a huge test on defense.
What are you seeing out of them defensively and what they're doing? Keeping the same team they've done?
Yeah, Coach Guidry's got in charge of that defense, and they're not going to change much. He's an aggressive style, and they're going to base out of 4-2-5, but he's going to play a lot of bear front, and he's going to mix it up and pressure you, and play a lot of man coverage. And the thing about that, you just got to make sure you got to get a hat on a hat. That's the thing about pressure defense is, if you can get a hat on a hat, then obviously it opens things up in both areas, run game and pass game. And we just got to make sure that doesn't overwhelm us. We got to make sure we handle it, and especially when we're trying to throw the football, pick them up and make sure we're not taking sacks.
Talks about them not changing a whole lot on defense. On offense, that's not exactly the case. A traditionally run power team, they're 7th in the FCS throwing the ball this year, or 5th in the FCS throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But just how do you kind of game plan for what do you expect to see out of them?
Well, they're very well balanced, is what they are. Again, he's running the ball effectively. They got a great tailback. I know it's all how physical they are, and to me, that's where it's going to start. The ability to stop. Can you stop the run? But he does a great job of getting the ball out of his hands quick, making good decisions. and it's hard to pressure him when he's getting the ball out that quick. So we've got to do a good job of covering him, mixing it up, and trying to change the coverage and not give him the same looks all night. And it'd be a huge test for our secondary as well.
Do you go after the guy who has the tradition of playing well, or the guy who's just a hot hand right now? The traditional being the running game, the hot hand being passing game now.
On them defensively, well, again, they're doing it based on he's coming out and they're about they're whatever 55-45 split on 1st and 10, and then obviously they get in those passing situations. They're obviously they're going to rely on their quarterback to throw the football. He's going to start with really a 1st and 10. How well can you stop the run and defend the quick rhythm passing? And if we can do that, again, like I was talking about the short passing game, he's going to get the ball out quick, and but you got to be able to protect because they got 2 guys that can really stretch the top off your defense. And I don't know, one is Shelby, and I don't know, number 2. They can really stretch the top off you in a hurry. And he throws a good deep ball. So, it starts with being able to stop the run and be able to get him in passing situations where you can rush the quarterback and know what's going to happen. And if they're moving well on 1st and 10 and get in second medium, 2nd and 6, 2nd and 4s, and you having to play both on 2nd down, you have a real problem on your hands.
You split time with Allen and Landor in the last game. Were you looking to do that this week?
No, I don't think so. Again, we just Al throws the pick early and thought it was a bad decision. And Landor has made he's had such a couple of great practices the last 2 weeks of practice. We thought he earned the right to get a shot at it again. And so knew that it wasn't on a short leash or any of that kind of stuff. It was just that I thought more so it was more of Jay had earned an opportunity to get a shot back at his job. And so we did that. And then Allo came in and finished the game up, and he'll start Saturday.
You had a chance to go back and look at film, talk about mistakes and miscues, things like that. Are a lot of those some of the same things that you've seen before, or is it new stuff popping up?
No, it's not the same stuff. Just communicating on how we're playing things, and we take it, like I said, that's what it usually takes a while to get going, especially with secondary guys. And we do have, we have a bunch of new starters in the back end, and we are a cerebral defense. I mean, we're a cerebral approach to things, how we play things, and somebody it takes a while to do that, So I know we're going to continue to get better, and a lot of times when we're doing it right, we're rock solid. And then when we make a mistake, we're paying the price for it.
You talked about some of the different things they do schematically, but what about just the team in general? What's the biggest difference between a Guidry team and a Beater team?
I see a lot of similarities, really. Again, schematically, really, it's not a change. A lot of coaches stayed over. They're doing the same things defensively. They're doing the same things on offense. They're throwing the ball more, but it's the same schemes. It's the same combinations. It's the same run game. It's the thing, that part nothing has changed. And again, when you're doing things right and you're having success, you're not going to change a lot. So hats off to that he's been able to keep the ball rolling. That's a hard task in itself. It's one thing to get there, it's another thing to stay there on top. So after the year they had last year, and then again, I know they started out a little rocky road and go 2-2, but last week they seemed to really put everything together. They looked like a totally different ball club when you flip on the film on last Saturday versus Nichols. And you watch them across the board, offensively, defensively, just how they're putting things together in all 3 phases, and they really got clicking. And so they're a really good football team right now.
Where's the team health-wise?
Ours should be pretty good. I mean, really, we're going to hopefully add a couple back. John Taylor didn't play. We did get Jake Gino. He played on a limited role. He wasn't cleared till Thursday, so he didn't practice much, but he got to play a little linebacker. And he'll play a little more. He'll play more this Saturday, and then and hopefully we're going to get Sione Tuma back. And that's still at day by day. We're evaluating that, but he's been out for 4 weeks now. So I think it's about time for him. He's running and stuff. The question was, can he cut and do the things he needs to do to play?
Is he going to practice today?
Limited. Yeah, they'll let him do straight ahead running and things like that, but not like live with a group. He's going to do certain drills he can do, but that's limited practice.
How much easier, at this point last season, y'all were so beat up and already kind of filling in holes.
Yeah.
And everything. How much easier is it to coach a team that you only got one or two guys who are really?
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. Again, and that's a positive thing right now. Our guys, I think, they're great attitude, and they're working hard, and they want to get better, and we're still having really good practices, and that to me that's the big key. Again, as long as we keep everybody on the field and keep them healthy and continue to get better, we're going to be in good shape.